Hey there, I hope you're doing awesome today. As a realtor, I often get the question, how long does it take to buy a house? Or how long is the process? How long is it going to take me? So if you are thinking about buying a house anytime soon, listen to this video. I'm going to go through some steps. I'm going to really try to keep it high level because you can really get into some granular detail when you talk about this entire process. But I'm going to try to keep this on high level for you to give you the highlighted steps of what you need to do from start to finish for the entire process. Listen up, and I hope you learn a thing or two. My name is Stephen Kodabash, and I'm a realtor located here in the northern Atlanta area, and I get to help people buy and sell houses all the time. If you're looking to buy a house, it can feel like a daunting process, right? Because especially if you're new to it, or maybe you haven't bought or sold a house in the last few years, it can seem like a daunting process. But hey, I'm here to tell you, I promise you, it's not that complicated. Let me give you some steps that you need to take, and also I'll kind of overview the entire process for you so that you know what you're in for. Number one, I want to say, please, please, please save up for a down payment. That's the first big step. Stash some money away, put it into an account where you're not going to touch it. Save some money for that down payment. And without me getting into too many details around down payments and why they're important, I will tell you that the more you can put down, that lowers your monthly payment for your mortgage. And also, the more you can put down and you're lowering that monthly payment, you're saving interest expense as well. So over the life of that loan, you're going to pay a little bit less in interest, which means more money in your pocket. I'm not saying go out and try to save 40, 50% or something like that. I know that's not realistic for a majority of us. But if you can even get to, if you can get to that 10 to 15% range, that's a big, the 10 to 20% range, that's a big win for you. But even better, if you could get to that 20% mark, that would be great. So if you're looking to buy a $500,000 house, if you can somehow save up $100K to put down, then that helps you avoid PMI, which is an extra expense every month. And you can even get a little better interest rate. So step one, save up for a down payment. Step two in this process is you're going to want to get pre-approved for a mortgage. You might not know a lender, you might have one in mind that you've worked with in the past, but go ahead and start reaching out to your realtor as well and ask him or her for recommendations for a lender if you don't have one. But you're going to want to go ahead and get all of your financial data and documents together to submit to the lender so you can get pre-approved. Why is it important to get pre-approved? First and foremost, that lender, they're going to look at the income that you have coming in and the expenses or debt that you have going out every month that you're paying toward, and they will get a great feel for you regarding what you can or cannot afford for your next property. It's a big help for you because you might have your sights set on a $600,000 or $700,000 house, but the lender could come back and say, hey, you know what, based on the income I'm seeing and debt that you have, you probably only qualify for a $500,000 house or something like that. But my point here is go ahead and get pre-approved so that you can set your budget, and more importantly, once that budget is set, stick to it. And if you can even come under your budget a little bit, even better. Because guess what? That means you're not going to strap yourself for cash every month, and you're going to have a little flexibility in your budget, which is a great thing. Hey, hold on a second. Did you hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for me? Do me a favor. Come on. You can do it. The next step, and this is where it gets to be really fun, go ahead and link up with your realtor and go out and start looking at houses. Right? A lot of people start online, they take a look at a few online, and they eliminate some and really hone in, on a few houses that they want to go look at. Go ahead and do that. You start looking for a house. Then when you find the one that you want to try to purchase, you work with your realtor and you sit down and you make an offer and you submit your offer on that property. Now let's say that offer gets accepted and you are under contract. Woohoo! But you're not at the finish line yet, nowhere near the finish line. The next step, you're typically going to get a home inspection. So you'll schedule an inspector to come out. They will take a look at the home, put together a list of what they find in the home. They'll tell you the things that are existing there, the plumbing system, the HVAC, things like that. But more importantly, they're probably going to point out some things that need some attention. Now, some of these things that they point out, they don't necessarily mean that those things have to get fixed to come live in the house, and they're not saying, hey, the house is unlivable. They could find some of those things, but there will be some small things and some call them medium things, and then some major things that might need attention. So get through that home inspection, you get those items negotiated, and then typically after that, soon after, is the appraisal stage of the whole process. So there will be an appraiser that comes into the house. Why is this important? Let's say, for example, you're under contract for $700,000 on a home. The appraiser is going to come in, evaluate the property, take a look around the inside, the outside, check out the condition of the house, check out different upgrades and trim and things like that exist. And that appraiser will apply a value to the home. If you're under contract for $700,000, that appraiser might say, this house is really only worth $685,000. So that could be an issue. Your realtor, and the sellers are going to have to go back to the negotiating table and figure out a plan of action there. I won't go into all those details, but that appraisal is the next step in the process. After those hurdles are cleared, then you're typically going to get what's called a clear to close from your lender, which means they verified everything. You're approved for the loan, not pre-approved. You are approved for the loan. And then from there, it's just smooth sailing to closing. You close on the property, you get your keys, and guess what? You've got your new house. I know this video was really high level, and I went through steps from a bird's eye view, and there's a lot that goes into each of these steps through the entire process, but I hope this gives you a nice overview if you're thinking about buying a home soon. If you are thinking about buying a home soon, chances are you might have a house that you're looking to sell. So in this YouTube video on my channel, I go through and I talk about the process of listing the house and photos. I share some secrets about photos and how vitally important they are to your listing. Do not skimp on photos, I will tell you. Make sure that your agent, your realtor, make sure that they really invest well with a professional realtor, because photos can make or break your listing. So I'll talk a little more about that in this video. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions on this process and how it could impact you, please comment below, reach out to me, email, text, call me, and I'll be happy to help. Catch you on the next video.